Hey, how you doing? Good morning, where I am on my side of the world. I hope you are having a beautiful weekend. Today it is Service Day. Normally, I'm gonna talk a little bit about a team. And today it is about the Chinese New Year that we just started the at the beginning of this month, and it represents new beginnings. If you guys have questions for you guys, the more specific that you place them, the more specific the answer will be. Or a reading or healing, we can do that, and it's going to be at the same time light language transmission from whomever comes through. And please just let me know if the sound it's okay. I am I changed my setting. This is my living room normally. Well, I do my yoga and my self-healing, and this is kind of like two of the altars that I have in my house, one in my room, and this is the other one. And plants, guys, every time I purchase a plant, I program it like you will program a crystal, like for self-healing. So each of these little guys are connected with me, so they're grounded, they receive sun. I put the music a long time, I have crystals, incense. And when I do self-healing on myself, that is very important for us to be in the best energy for whatever is going on in our lives or in the world. This is a very simple way to heal yourself, purchasing a plant and then linking to your own aura for self-healing. And at the same time, it helps us because the kingdoms of Gaia are always in the harmony that the sentient Gaia has. Mm, the energy, the way that I understand it, it is designed to seek harmony one way or another. And the plants, the animals, the crystals, the soil, the water, the light, because they don't have the aspect of the mind that we have, they are less blocked to be in alignment with whatever it is. That is why, for example, birds will know if there is a hurricane coming, so they need to migrate, or it's time for them to go to the south when it is winter wherever they live. And they do all of those things throughout their innate. I don't know if some of you have heard Cryon before. I heard Cryon when I just started like 6-7 years ago, and he talks about the innate. The way that I do understand it, before I go to your questions, it is the smart field that it is source, the source that I have, the source that they have, the source that comes through the sun, through the air, through all that it is, that connect in neutrality. So it's kind of like a smart field where we can download anything that we need, whether we connect to the sunlight, to the water, to the crystals, to another human to receive healing or to give healing, or plants, or anything. Through anything that it is around and within, we can access that light that comes from the life force that represents source, from everything that it is alive. But also we have extended consciousness, this is the way that I understand it, that have a consciousness experience through a soul. Like, for example, my pillow, it's not alive, but it's connected to me in my house. So anything that happens in my house represents my aura, my chakras. If I declutter my house like I did yesterday, it's kind of like a self-healing, because those are non, how do I say that? In Spanish it will be inerte. But in English it is like they don't have life, but they experience life throughout us, like the city, the streets, our cars, our buildings, if that makes sense. When you go into a new country, into a new city, even in your own country, each city has its own soul, its own magic, and its own things that we say, oh, I don't like that, right? So that it is what it's been emanated for that smart field that represents all that it is. Like, for example, my city where I live like an, how do I say that? 3 hours and a half from the border with the US. So the people here is very connected with the other side of the border that it is Arizona, and sometimes families are between, and it's such a totally different environment that probably you can use things in dollars or things like that because of the closeness to the American country and the American people. And sometimes you have people that are born here or there, that it's all kind of connected. But if you go to the south, in other countries like in the center of Mexico, they will have a different vibe because each city blended the energy from each soul and the history that it was imprinted from the souls into the elements that do not have life, if that makes sense. That's why sometimes when you go to a place that happened a catastrophe or something horrible, you kind of can feel in those places that are not alive the dense or heaviness. It is because the humans that experienced something that it was very painful fragmented themselves, and those fragments are intermingle with the non-physical. I hope that makes sense. This is why sometimes we clear our homes, we clear the places. I know healers that they do Reiki in places so they can be sold, things like that. And it is because we remove all of those attachments that are soulless, but they become part of a soul in some time or space, and maybe they go kind of like loose from source, or like diving in the void or something in between. And in the old energy, we used to call this ghosts or entities, but many of those things that we can perceive that have lower frequencies are soulless. I feel soulless because a human created for something that happened to them, and they may look not pleasant or not beautiful, but it's extended to some human that in some time create that thing that may represent hate or sadness or sorrow or betrayed or something. I hope that makes sense. So don't forget to clean your spaces. You can do that in a very simple way. Incense, music, candle. You guys could do a prayer. You guys could use sage, crystals, or have a place that you set your instructions, like a plant or a crystal or anything that is going to be always filtering whoever energies may not be pleasing or may be connected with lower frequencies that we like to go to the source, but sometimes they cannot find it, so they will look humans, because for those beings, I don't know how to call them, we are light. We look like ascended masters. We glow. It's like we have a sign that said available for business. Sometimes we're going to have those things messing up with our dreams or meditation or things like that. Or sometimes, like one time I was in a sushi with friends, normal friends, nothing psychic, and I have the grandma of one being very stubborn. She wanted me to tell my friend that she was there. I wanted to, because we were drinking like beers and something. It was not the time to be psychic, and I was like, no, back off. I don't want to, right? And I had to, because that person saw in me an opportunity to give a message, and I had to say, you know what, I have your grandma. She looks like this, like this, like this. And it was awkward moment, but sometimes this is what it is called mediumship. We serve as conduits or bridge for those not high frequencies to finish a goal that maybe it wasn't unsettled, like give a message to the one that it was left on earth alive, so they can go. And it's not a complete soul, because when you die, something that I have learned, you go to source instantly. Your soul family comes to you and it's just like woohoo, right? There is no suffering or nothing, I'm going to the source. But the fragmented aspect of us that have parts that are still having an experience with the ones we love are going to be on earth, sometimes for some days, sometimes for years. It depends on the ones who are grieving the ones that live. I hope that makes sense, because the ones that live, they are in heavens. It's so good. Hell doesn't exist. Purgatory doesn't exist. I don't think so. Those are things that were created to cause fear and to manipulate people for religious. In the other side, judgment doesn't exist. Blame, pain, anything. You are just in that blissful happiness, that source it is. Like when we meditate, guys, I don't know if you guys have felt that, but you are just feel just like a rainbow. I want to post a lot of uplifting things and tell everyone that how beautiful it is, how connected you are, how free, how beautiful life it is, even though sometimes lasts 5 minutes or half of a day or whatever. It's why we go back to meditate and to do all of those things that remember us that there is something beautiful encoded within all of us, but also in crystals. Sometimes you're gonna go to a crystal store and you feel just like falling in love with these little beings. It's just like, oh my God, it feels so good. I want it to be connected with me, right? I don't know if you guys felt that. So just before going to your own questions, we have a lot of tools that are very simple to be in that blissfulness that it is when we are in alignment with source. Now that I was going back to manifestation and everything, when I feel anything that is not joy, happy, peace, love, it is because my higher self, that it is my God, and me are wanting different things. So that resistance or separation hurts because it's again our own nature. And sometimes we're going to feel drained or tired or blocked or give up. And it's okay, because it's letting us know that is not the way. There are other ways for us to enjoy the ride. I hope that makes sense. So if any of you in any moment, I have felt that many times, what I do is I allow myself to be in my stubbornness, but I allow myself, I feel like crying. Sometimes I have to cry, because if I don't cry at least for a minute, it's hard to meditate or connect, because you feel that sorrow that you just want to break yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. So let's see that you feel sad for something. Allow yourself to feel that sadness and then sense why, what caused that sadness. But most important, what I can do so I can bring light, like Rumi said. The wound it's open when the light comes through, and then we bring light by, first of all, the next step, it's pause everything that happened and take a second, like in the Matrix. I don't know if you guys remember where Neo could like pass time kind of a little bit, and everything was like very, very slow. So this is something that we can do when we just tune into what we have within. I have a cat. and then ask your higher self, please hold me, assist me, angels, Hathor, whoever you guys trust the most. And then maybe it's not a time to fix anything or to do anything, because we are not on alignment. The next step it is to find your own balance, and maybe that it is by taking a nap, by doing a meditation, by doing some yoga, going outside, watching a movie, music, whatever that helps you to ease whatever that is causing you something heavy that doesn't feel good. That it could be being angry, being upset, being frustrated, worried, desesperated, unfaithful, sad, lonely, whatever. And then when we allow ourselves to find that neutrality, that can come for any spiritual tool that works hard for you, like light language or meditation or grounding or just going out and not thinking about what felt that it was wrong. In those moments when we ease ourselves is when spirit comes to give us clues about what we can do. I hope that makes sense. So if you feel like knocking a door that is closed, just pause a little bit and ease yourself. That is always the next step. Recharge, bring love, bring peace, and then I practice to recalibrate. And I do recalibrate when I find reasons that are positive, that I honestly believe for that whatever thing that happened, that it was a good thing for me. I hope that makes sense. And sometimes I take like a day to be honest with myself and to be able to see, okay, get it. I understand that it was painful, but I had to go through this because I was practicing being patient. I was practicing being in myself. I was practicing setting boundaries or anything that I felt that it could be positive. But sometimes we need time. I hope that makes sense. And with that, remember that this February 1st that started the Chinese New Year, that is a tiger water, actually remind us, I have no idea about Chinese astrology, but my intuition says that a tiger, it's an archetype for something that is strong, that knows how to fight, that it's not victim, like I don't know what I'm going to do with me, that is going to look for some answers or some solutions, and that is going to fight only when it knows it has what it takes to win the fight, if that makes sense. Felines don't go fighting just because they're gonna drain all of their energy. They are still, they observe, they are super smart, and they just go when whatever they are hunting, it's a piece of cake for them to have that prey, if that makes sense. And at the same time, felines are all about the family. It's all about community. It's all about taking care about the ones that I love, the ones that are with me, how we can organize ourselves so we are strong. Because the strength of the feline, it's not by itself. It's about the pack. It's about the community. We are strong when we all support each other in whatever level I can. And wolves do that, animals do that, and humans, we should do that too. Sometimes it's hard to blend with your family, Monette, or with the ones that you love that are in your reality. Beth, if we could allow ourselves not to feel trigger or toxicity or dislikes or whatever with everyone else, we could support each other in a way that things will be easier. That's where I feel like, for example, I was watching a documentary, and I'm gonna end with this before going into your questions. And I always thought that lions were lazy. I said, oh my God, they're so lazy. They have like 5 or 6 female lions. They're just sleeping all the time. And those girls go and hunt and take care of the baby lions. And they just have the food. And because they are strong, they're lazy, right? That's what I thought. But it isn't. Because I was watching a documentary, and when the lioness go and hunt, the lion, it's roaring like for 24 hours or 48 hours, depending on the time that they go. So the predators feel afraid because their roar is so strong, and they don't get closer so the lioness can hunt, if that makes sense. And then the little lions, the mothers left them in a place for them to be safe so they can go while the lions are rotting and rotting and rotting and rotting over and over and over. And whenever the lion is come with the food, the lion is so exhausted that has to sleep because he just streamed a lot of energy trying to protect everyone, if that makes sense. And then I thought, damn it, it's so good organized, right? Because each of them go to the simple. They know what are their weaknesses and their strengths, and they organize together to support each other. I hope that makes sense. And this is something that it will be great for us in this 2022. There is a lot of things happening in the world to support each other, not to see that I envy that thing. Why that person have that and I don't? What whoever that I'm seeing, I don't like it. Instead of trying to find what it is, the inspired action where I can be the grain of sand that can make this world better, if that makes sense. In whatever way that's comfortable for you, because I don't think we're not here to save anyone. We're here to enjoy the ride. But if it's anything you can do, even say hi to someone with a smile, and that person like, oh, smile to me, it was nice, but I don't know who that is, or something that could be spontaneous, that little baby steps from all of us could start a new stage with this world feel better and 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 more soft and more easygoing to go out and to have community. We cannot ascend to fifth dimension if we don't have a strong community, guys. I cannot ascend by myself. I would be lying if I said, guys, I'm in five dimension. Why are you not? That's not true. We're going to go all together because fifth dimension is not a place. It's a state where I am so full of love that I cannot judge or critique or envy or feel like I'm missing something, because I have the capacity to see God and all that it is. Plants, crystals, my pillow, and even in the ones that maybe I don't resonate with, I'm going to have a compassion, not to judge, and understand that we can have different paths, that they don't have to be equal to me. Maybe they are showing me the other side of the stick about what I don't like or what I would like to have. But my journey, it's upon me. It starts with me and then it ripples and combines with everyone else, guys. And if any of that inspire you for something that will make your life better, go ahead, so be it. I'm going to drink a little bit of water. And whoever would like to receive healing, that's so good. Being sensitive and feeling good for you, like hugs and kisses and things that you like, it's just like heaven. People becomes to be heaven to you when you have a balanced relationship. It's just like, oh, it's so good. I just want to talk to that person. Okay, guys, so let's begin. I'm going to do like 5 minutes of light language just to bring you guys and clear wherever that may not be for the highest light, and then I'm gonna go for whatever questions I can that pop up. And remember, the more specific, the better the answer will be, because otherwise it's too general and guys will reply too general, and sometimes it doesn't make sense to us. I'm going to bring a little sound to clear the space, a little bit of light language, and in this case I'm going to bring the plant kingdom, the trees, the plants, to assist us on whatever we can. And then I'm going to start with your questions. Thank you so much for being here. I would like to ask your guides, your higher self, to connect with my higher self and to help me so I can be your eyes, your ears, your knowledge, so I can be a clear conduit for unconditional love and pure source consciousness into wherever we need now, not more, not less, as a collective and as a persons as well. In the most highest and loving way, bringing balance, peace, harmony, love, joy, abundance. You guys can adjust your volume, make sure you are comfortable, and just breathe and just be attentive of whatever that comes through. Ni ashke sakote kiarakoro ma niana ki eshka kote sakiara teriashka choma ikiana mi ishka sako tikiara teriasoroshkite akoni ma kieshka soitiana. Greetings. We are the Plant Kingdom, especially the Tree Collective, and we are honored to share space with you. And we do have frequencies of healing that will help you to align and harmonize with the harmonic resonance of the heart of Gaia. We would like to invite, if you would like to imagine that you can hug a tree. This is a very ancient tree. It has been here from 1,000 years, and it's huge, it's tall, it's strong. It helps you to protect yourself, to lean on, to feel that you are whole and surrendered by healing light. And our roots will be your roots, and all the trees and the forests, the mountains and the jungle, and all places will hold hands in a healing circle to stream healing frequencies that will feel simple, gentle, soft, and will bring just what you need, directly streaming into your heart and going all around each of your chakras until you feel you become one strong root old soul tree. Ti eshka sako kite kori ti eshka koma ite shesakoriana. Allow yourself to flow in whatever way. And if you ever hug a tree, bring that sensation into your present. If you haven't, create what will we feel like. O te eshka sakoria tiri eshka ni ha ima eti ishke sako ma iki eti ishna. And the more that you breathe, the more that you will receive. The more that you exhale, the more that you will ground. Ti eshke sakore. Ma iesaki eshka. Kore iesaha koni eshka te asako. Ki ma iki ishka. Kuri etiriasa okoashna. And as you breathe, we will ask you to bring into your imagination what will the forest will smell like. Ti eshka sakori etiri eshka. You maybe perceive the scent of an oak, cedar, or your favorite tree. Ti ishke seta ake eki ara ate eshka. And try to sense if you can smell the wood, the chlorophyll that may taste in your mouth, the smoky scents that are purifying any distortions, any toxins, whether they are physical or energetically. Te ishke sa koriata ashka se eki eki anate ishka oso ni nene ete ishka. And with that, take one more deep breath into your heart, and try to recognize what you receive, what it is that you are feeling right now. This transmission is complete, and before we leave, the next time you see a tree, you can smile. We like that. Oh, that was good. It was good. It felt like protection, if that makes sense. Hope you guys like it. I'm gonna drink water and I'm going to go with your it's good. Feeling things that are good for you and being an empath, it's like a blessing. You feel like you are a superhero or something. Jody asks, can you send some healing? Yes, I think it's already done by the transmission, but I know you participate in the healing circle meditations, Jody. You can always request healing. The healing doesn't come from me. It does come from all of the higher selves who participate throughout you guys in encoded frequency. Do you have, Gabriela Reed asks, do you have any message for me that pops up for the highest good? Much love. Yes, balance. I saw, Gabrielle, the symbol of the yin and yang. So work with your yin and yang and bring balance. That could be your masculine, feminine, or your shadow and your light, or your human side and your spirituality. Kyla, can I have a message, please? I have started talking light language. That's cool. That's awesome. It's exciting. And I know someone is around me, but I don't know what the message is. Okay, the one that is around you, it's a soulmate from another time that doesn't have a physical body in this line, in this time and space. It feels like it is from ancient time, and it is the one who is assisting you in the light language. Is someone who is like a master or teacher, feels like masculine. Long time ago, I think even before Christ, and in their time, looks like Middle East, they will speak the language of the light, that it was the language of gods. So he's the one who is assisting you. It's like a temporary connection that you have. I don't see name or anything, but it looks like dark skin, beautiful eyes, and hair, has hair like that, like straight, It's like assisting you. It's like a temporary guide that you have or something. Darla, Daria, hi Gretel. I have a conflict with a friend about Akin. Akin, we know each other for 2 years. I don't know what to do to try to keep the relationship. Okay, my third eye it's opening. Try to keep the relationship, but closure it feels weird. Any advice? Yes. Daria Kickman, I think it is how it will be pronounced. It feels like you guys are saying like both options will end being part of divine plan. It just represent that whatever you choose, it will be, if you choose to end the relationship, it is that you will move in a timeline where that person is no longer in your experience. But if you stay, they're both like 50-50 for you. It's just whatever you choose according to your free will, you guys said. But the advice it is to be very still after meditation when you are very happy, and then imagine what will feel like if you stay or if you leave, and then imagine what will be life like, let's say, without him, what pros or gains it will be, or if you stay, things like that, and then sense what will represent more joy, what will make you more happy, and then go for from there and then make it work, because whatever you choose is like guides from both of you are like waiting for you to choose what you would like to be. It's like the contract's being upgraded. So whatever both of you at the physical level choose, higher self and guys will instantly put like plan A or B or C or E or D or whatever to help you guys to work out. So whatever it is that creates less struggle or resistance, that feels like the simple way, this is your way. But you will know, you will vibrate like in your heart and in your gut. You will know what will make you more happiest. I hope that makes sense. If you are all here or come later when I put it on YouTube, you can all receive healing during the whole video if you request it. Only if you request it. I don't like to give healing to anyone that is not asking for it, but it's available if you guys request it. Because I don't think it's polite to send without telling the person that I'm going to be sending healing. Julie, nice for being here. Good afternoon, Gretel. Any message from a spirit will like be appreciated. Okay, I'm seeing different things, Julie. First of all, I saw like soil. So I was asking like, does she need to be more grounded? And they're talking about nutrients and like things we need. And then I sense like they're talking about tune into your body, whether that you feel like you need to ground or rest or be more active, and tune into your own guidance to know what nutrients and activities like you need. Like for example, plants like siphon things from soil, minerals, vitamins, things that they need to grow, and then from the sun and then from the water. But we do too. Everything that it is in the field, whether that it is physical, like food or air or water or a plant, or at the energy level, will provide things for us that we need, or maybe we already have, or maybe we don't need. So just pay attention to what you need, and I feel it's like in your body. Like maybe you should detox or anything, but please follow your own guidance. Of course, Yuri, kindness and positive can make someone's day, yes. And you know what? When you are not in your own alignment, when you have a problem, when you have no hope, and then someone comes and maybe don't do anything but just stay with you and allow themselves to be in your not best energy, that sometimes is beautiful. Or that someone can do something because you can, or anything, it feels good. It feels like, oh, like, even though maybe we don't need anyone to do anything for us, those things in human form feel good. I don't know. Okay, I'm a lot of thirsty. Natalie, I want to ask my guys about the cause of my ankles wrist pains, please. Yes. Okay, look. Your hands help you to do things, to hold things, to write. Without our hands, there are many things we wouldn't be able to do, like drive or drink water by myself. Maybe I will need someone else to do it for me. And my feet help me to move forward, not to get stuck into where I am, but to advance. At the same time, I can dance, I can stand up for myself. I don't need anyone to hold me because I have my bones, my body that supports me when I stand up, right? But at the same time, in between your hands and your arms, or your feet and your legs, this it's flexibility. So you go in any direction you want. So that is something, you are not being flexible, you are not adjusting or surrendering to, maybe it could be something that you expected to be in one way and it isn't, and you just want your way. So the energy will cause pain because what you want to do can be in that way you want it or you expect it. So it hurts because there is a block here. So this thing, this intention that you want to do cannot be done probably for someone else's reasons or anything. So it creates a block. And the block at the energy level looks like metal braces or something that begins at the energy level and then start damaging our 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 body. But take an inventory about what you feel when you don't feel good and what emotions are the ones that you are healing. If you do a massage with oil or crystal, it will serve you. Or just to put your hands, like hands in healing, we all have that. Or meditation. But I think it has to be with adjust, adapt, and be flexible, because this is what your wrist and ankle do, is their purpose. They have to be flexible so you do things. I hope that makes sense. And the pain says that you are already healing that. I'm asking for healing, Natalie Garden says. For my cat Gingy, yes, it's done. Let me, I think, go back. Lisa Stewart says the really young crying messages. You know what? When I got COVID, my hormones went crazy, and then I had like anxiety, like out of the blue without no reason, because I was like so weak. I was in bed all the time, sleeping all day, and then at night with my eyes like, I don't know, like an owl, I think is how I said in English. And I found out on YouTube like a playlist without ads that I hate it when meditations have ads because they just put me out of the vibe, if that makes sense. So I found a big playlist about crying without ads, and I was putting them with as a fledgling music in the other window in my laptop, and his voice, it was so soothing that knocked me off. I don't know if you guys have ever heard him, but lately his videos, he always invited you to cross a door when in the other side there are your guys and your God and something. And I was always seeing myself like crossing that door and then falling asleep. And it helped me to bring peace into the sorrow that I was feeling because of COVID. Was very painful. And Sangeeta, do I have any message from my guys? And thank you. Yes. Work with your sacral. It feels like your soul wants more fun. So you could do meditations, but if you make sure you are having fun, that will make it work for you. Suzanne, I watched your Wish Hour course healing video yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Suzanne. I don't know if we already scheduled our 101. I don't remember. Forgive me, because when I channel, I'm in between worlds. But if we didn't, message me, and I think, and we can figure it out. The videos are going to be short, Susan, because we all work, we all have a lot of things to do, and they are going to be most likely transmitted to you from your guys through the videos. And I wanted to do this time in a very simple way, because normally I send a bunch of videos that the majority of you don't finish watching. So this time, whatever you guys need, we're gonna bring you guys in the one-on-one, and then we're gonna move forward. The next month, it's the mechanics of God. So what will God will be, higher self will be, what is the job of the guide, soul, the difference between soul and spirit, things like that. So I think it's gonna be fun. I'm eager because I am downloading the information for me too. Don't think that I know more than you guys. I'm just, I don't know, probably we'll have the agreement. Maybe I was more brave than you to put it online or something. We have a lot of guys. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like the love from the other side, it's beautiful. Hey, Soul Farm, thank you. You're always here. I so appreciate. Can I have guidance for my spirit guys? Please, 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 please. Yes. I'm seeing like if I will do cards for you, Hazel. And first of all, the first image says gratitude, like prayer. Like notice the things that are working out for you. And I saw like a hands like that. It doesn't have to be in a complicated day, but maybe like for example now I can say, oh my God, that sun is beautiful. I'm grateful for it, right? Because where I am, it's kind of like it's spring, even though it's winter, but it's very warm environment. So find reasons for you to be grateful. At the same time, you are working relationships. The next card has like two hearts and like a swirling thing. So be attentive about your relationship with yourself, but also the relationship with others. And don't forget to fill yourself with self-love, because you are always priority. Otherwise, you cannot give to others what you always do. I hope you like that. Sorry, it's just I kind of see the guys and then I like it. Let me refresh this to see if I'm missing something. Sorry, I'm tearing something. That is something, but it's gone already. Don't worry about it. Vanessa requests healing. Big kiss. It's done. Thank you so much. Jody, can you send some healing? Okay, I already done that. So let me go back. Being so thirsty is a sign that your frequency is high, because my body, it's like, bro, that's a lot of energy. Please drink more water. I hope that makes sense, at least in my body. Vanessa Samala, hello, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for being. I like it. I like to be told that I'm beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. My ego is just like, let me go back. Soul from it, I think. I would love the message from my spirit guides if lit to. I think it is. And I'm seeing a beautiful green color. And as if it will be like a green star, like sending rays like all over. So they're talking about your heart. Okay, let me ask, what is this about? Okay, I'm confirming if I'm correct. Okay, take some time if you feel like things that are happening around you doesn't feel that enjoyable. Take some time to cocoon yourself and tune into your heart, because your heart is very powerful. Your heart chakra is the most powerful of every chakra that you have, and it's always like beaming source light and healing and all that you need. And just like to put your hand, if you feel like lagging energy or something, you will instantly activate that and then blaze that light all over you in any area that you feel like you're missing in that moment. And definitely, I think you are a healer and you do it throughout your heart. Has allergy to some plants? Your cat? I think you should move the energy of the house, Natalie. You are very sensitive and you are a very powerful healer. I know that. Probably a little bit more powerful than me, because when I talked to you, I was like, oh my god damn it, just powerful. So what I'm seeing the plants is the plants are being moved from wherever you have them. So tune into the aspect of the plants and your cat, and they will connect with you. It feels like you have to clean the space, the whole space. So they will be organized in a different way. I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hazel, I already give that to you. Allah Hook, Sarah. At Hokar. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's and Sarah. Any message from my guides? Next step, yes. Oh, that was come very quickly. Seek your own alignment. Be very attentive about what works for you, that make you feel like supercharged, super powerful, super connected, and do more of that in your day. It could be simple things. It doesn't have to be complicated things. Guys, New Earth, it's about simpleness. It's about go simple. And all energy is about make it complicated. Go and suffer so you learn more. Go and clear a lot of karma so you ascend, because it was all about the mind. But the mind, it's not the way to go home. The heart is. And the heart, sometimes that's why sometimes you love someone and then it doesn't make sense, because the heart go by what it feels good, is what it moves. It doesn't care about society rules, what's right and wrong, or whatever that the mind says. The heart just want to love and receive love and be in that joyful vibe that love gives to all of us, whether that it is as part for a partner or for the profession or for yourself or for whatever things that you love. It's beautiful, because love, it is what remembrance, a little bit what heaven feels like for the eternity, and it's the link for us to go in source. Let me, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hazel. I appreciate. I don't see that bell, but I hear that I am a medium. Okay, Hazel, this is a very good question. She says that she don't see the bell, but she has heard that you are a medium. First, a very, very important practice in spirituality, it is for us to discern about the things that we are told and then sense if that truth it's really for us or the other person is being a mirror themselves. and is giving the advice so that person can hear it. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes the message will be for both, but always discern if whatever I said or whoever else resonates like a truth in you, and if it's not, disregard it, right? So this is the first thing. And it's very important to discern to be a medium or to channel, so you discern to the frequencies that you enjoy to connect. It's not that because I'm hungry I'm gonna eat my phone, because it's not food. So I discern, I know that it's not food, but from all the foods I'm gonna select the ones that I like, or the ones that I know are good for me. Not because I'm hungry I'm going to get pork. That for me is just like, I don't know why. It's just like I can't even see a picture because I wanted to throw up. So in my case, pork and my body doesn't work together, right? So if I'm hungry, I'm gonna discern when to eat, how much, and what that I will enjoy, right? So that's the same thing for spirituality. From all the different branches that are available for all of us, like mindfulness, Buddhism, there are other ones that think we're nothing, kind of like Buddhism thing, where nothing is just all empty, nothing exists. It could be light language, it could be into the conspiracy theories, it could be galactic, it could be angelic, it could be crystal, dead people. There are many different choices for us to connect with. This is the first lesson about channeling or mediumship, because it's the same thing. The only difference it is in the old energy, some people used to allow entities to use their body. It's not like your soul leave, it's more like they blended together, and you have the capacity to allow an entity to use their body, use changing your voice, your personality, kind of like the way Cryon will do, or Abraham Hicks will do, or many others that have been channeling for a long time, that they have one entity, but it's kind of like their higher self, and they allow them to speak through them in the more pure way, almost as if we are listening Cryon directly. I hope that makes sense. Or Bashar does too. But there are different degrees about being medium or channeler, when you says you can speak through me until this level. This is the level that I allow to that connection to be. I hope that makes sense. As far as I know from my own guidance, you never leave your body. It's not that your body is going to be empty and then an entity is going to use it and you're going to be like in ghost land without the body. That doesn't exist. That's like all energy fearful beliefs. But you kind of, when you channel or medium, you're kind of like in a room connected with them, and you receive your own message, and sometimes it comes through you like I'm doing it right now, or sometimes I allow myself like to go loose, like if I'm sleeping and then they're giving the message. When I do channelings like for an hour or half an hour, that happens, but it depends on how you do it. I do think you are more than a medium, because medium, it's more like it was more used for deaths and spirits and things like that, like working more a bit with dark and light all in between. I think you are more like channeler, because this is new energy, new light, when you choose what comes through. But also nothing comes through that is not part of your oversoul. Does that make sense? Because it has to match you. It's like if I'm gonna breed two dogs, they have to be dogs, they have to be a like size. It cannot be, I don't know, a golden terrier and a chihuahua. It cannot be, because it's not possible. It cannot be a cat or a pig and a dog. So only what matches something in your oversoul can come through, and always your guides and your higher self give permission, or don't, before we are conscious that that will come through. But we can all channel, we can all heal, we just have to practice the allowance to be in that trance where spirit can come through with love and light, and then give our own guidance. I hope that makes sense. And the more, it took a while for me. It took a while. I used to restrict it, and sometimes I still do. And now when I channel, I have like 3 or 4 different beings, and then I say, okay, you, I choose you, right? But because I set boundaries about who can come through, but they always ask me because it's the boundary that I have set. I hope that makes sense. If you would like to channel, I think, Hazel, you should start by automatic writing. It feels like the simple way for you to allow spirit to come through, and maybe the half of the page is going to be your own wisdom, and the other half is going to become being more pure without us restricting it or changing it. And then the more you do, if you do it like for 30 days, same technique, same time, same method, you're going to notice an improvement. That many of us, our gifts are not activated because sometimes we have ideas about how they work that are separate of the reality, or because we're not ready to be in receiving mode to allow them to flow, or because it's not meant to be activated yet. I hope that makes sense. But I think that was a yes. Sorry. Let me drink water and go with the next. Glenda Castro. I would love a message from my guides if you feel called to. I think I feel you have 4 guides right now with you. Okay. There are 2 angelic. There is one in purple, and the other is like an ancestor that has earthly lives on Earth. And I think that was the message, Glenda, to connect with them. This is the ones that are always, always, always with you. Always. Let me just refresh and go again. Laura, any message? Woodland? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. My pronunciation sucks, but I want to think that it's sexy. So let's see. Okay, this is what your spirit guides are saying. This is time to bring spirit and take it into you and sense how spirit flow, spirit, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, and put it in whatever place inside of your body that you feel that you need it. I think they are talking about practicing self-healing, tuning to the light, life force, spirit, whatever you want to call it, and then activate it and then send it to any part that you would like to. It could be someone else, it could be intentions, home, pet, anything. And it feels like it's a year for you to master your healing. I think you have a very good degree about healing, but it feels like you guys are inviting you to go beyond what you already do. Hope that makes sense, Laura. And thank you so much, Gabby. Appreciate it. Let me refresh it. And see what pop-ups. Sophia Morgan. Hello, lovely. Thank you. Hello, lovely too. Please, guidance. Okay, I'm gonna go with Sophia, and then I'm going with Jenny, and then I'm gonna do a few minutes of light language. So I heal and grant all of us. Okay, Sophia, practice being in your center. I feel like your center is between your heart and your plexus, kind of like blending both. And sometimes one of those chakras disstable the other. I hope that makes sense. So practice, and one simple thing that you could do it is ask yourself where I am. Am I thinking about what will the government do? Am I thinking about the news? Am I thinking about what happened yesterday? Or I am here? Because when we are present, probably this is for me too. When we are present, we can go anywhere. Thinking on the future or thinking on the past is actually traveling on time, going back into the same sometimes memory that we did not like it. So we keep remembering, in a session a few days ago that it was something very heavy that we were grieving. It was part of a trauma. Guys said letting go or forgiveness, whatever happened in your history in this life or in any other, it's not giving permission to anyone or anything to distort the connection that you have with your source now. I hope that makes sense. And for me, I was just like, oh, I never thought it in that way, right? I never thought that it was me being stubborn about engaging with someone or something in a lower frequency just because things didn't go the way I wanted back then. Instead of thinking on the awesome, beautiful things that I can create right here, so I can start a new story and I'm not keeping going back to the story that I don't enjoy that much. I hope that makes sense. And Jenny, I know I'm doing the drumming for you, and I think the message is going to come about that one. Look, in your aura, you have you have all the intentions that you would like to create already waiting like for you to open the door so they can come through. But in your now, you are not being attentive of those opportunities where you can open those doors and then have change. You feel like you are sort of like going in circles in the same situations. And what you guys are saying it is that it is time to go the extra mile, and that represents tuning into things that feel good for you. It's nothing that it is hard for you to do, but you could choose one thing every day, 1 minute to tune into yourself and said, okay, did I do something that represent happiness for me or love for me or peace? No, I haven't. My job sucks. Traffic was horrible, but the date it's not ended yet. So maybe I want to do hot cocoa with marshmallows or something that feeds your soul. It's not about what that something is. It's about feeding your soul with love, light, and things that create a domino effect that pull you up where you can open those doors that are waiting for you to cross path. I hope that makes sense. Yes. And I thank you because you are every day in the healing meditation circle with me, and I'm very grateful. I'm going to go with one more question, and then I'm going to close with 5 minutes of light language. Thank you so much, Berta. You are always holding me, and I appreciate it. Cassie is asking, I've been striving to meet my guys. Any advice? Yes, I'm going to help you, and all of the ones that would like to connect with your guys, doors are barking. So I hope you guys don't get distracted. This is going to take us 5 minutes, I promise. I'm going to guide all of you, not me, my higher self and your higher self, all as one throughout my voice. When the motorcycle leaves, and in 5 minutes, I'm going to bring one of you guys, your main guide, for whoever that would like to do this activity with me. So we link that connection. And then when you feel very comfortable connected with that guy, you can go and do the same thing for other and other and other, okay? If you can, put your body in a very comfortable position, whether that it is sitting down or laying down. Adjust the volume. My voice tends to go low. If you don't hear or understand something that I said, it doesn't matter, because the energy will come to you anyway, and you will do whatever you need, not more, not less, because it's coming through your own guides. I would like to invite each of you to breathe white light. Hold it and exhale as if you would have an empty space that opens in your base chakra. You breathe from your crown, inviting the light, beautiful white pearlescent light. It has a little bit of liquid lavender, soft blue, beautiful mint color. It's a very delicate yellow. It sparks with silver, crystal. And just breathe. Open your channel from your crown, and when you hold the light, it's going to be unifying, coordinating all of your chakras into one stream for source to come through and then go out. Cleansing, balancing. And one very important thing for us to hear spirit or guides, it is be in receiving mode. It's not about not thinking, it's about thinking about what you feel and the positive aspect in the moment of now. And as you breathe in a very natural way, this liquid light that comes from a higher dimension will bathe, cleanse, resistance, the fear, the thoughts of it, I'm not ready, I don't know how to, I don't think I'm capable. And if you guys are ready, take your resistance away as if you will take a piece of clothing with whatever hand and take the fear away. Whatever blocks, hooks that you have created, it's something that you can do. Bring more light. And now I want you to, while I do few seconds of light language, recognize how does your aura feels, your body, your soul, when you are connected to the source. You have showers of angels singing. It's beautiful. And tune into what feels good, into what feels pleasant, fun, enjoyable, easy, soft. And give permission to yourself to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Just lose yourself into the connection with the light. Trust that it's safe, it's easy, it's simple. I know how to do it. I teach myself every day to be so connected. It becomes part of my day and my night and my life. And I can do it every time that I just choose to. because God that is eager to connect with me and my guides are waiting for the eternity for me to open the door to make sure your body is the more straight that it can be. And now sense one more time, what does your soul and light feels like? And now your main guide, whoever is in the most highest and loving way to come through, you have your eyes closed, it's going to step into your aura. Maybe it will hold your hands. Maybe if you have your eyes closed, you're gonna see an eye or nose or a face or maybe a color. Guys are happy, they are pleased, they are eager to connect with each of you and myself included. And now scan your body and notice what changes your aura and body and soul are being streaming when the support of your team is in your space, holding you. Like a higher power will come all the way down to hold you. As if you are a leaf that fell from a tree, and imagine what a leaf will feel like. The wind was so strong that took me away from what I knew my whole life, and now I have no direction. I feel like lost in the wind, without control, without knowing where I'm going. And maybe I feel scared. But in that moment, I take a couple seconds to notice that the air is actually holding me with gentleness, like a container, very self-emergently, like feathers. So I find a new direction that is going to be one that I will enjoy the most. And I notice that instead of falling from a tree, I am just dancing in the wind, in the air, finding a new synergy, a new synchronicity. And then the air gently put me into a river. And the river feels peaceful and joyful and then flows away to find the ocean. And within my journey, I met other plants and rocks and animals, and we're all journeying together. And the air, it's watching me, and the sun, making sure that I am always flowing in the path that is taking me to the ocean, that in this metaphor represents God. And as I journey into the river, sometimes it's going to be strong, sometimes it's going to be slow. I'm going to have some ups and downs and twists, and I'm going to go a little bit low, but the river is going to hold me up again. Now I notice that I don't have to do anything, because the river is designed to hold me, and the air is designed to hold me, and the tree, it was designed to create me, but also it was designed to let me go, because it was autumn and the winter, it was coming, so I would die. So the tree helped me to become orange and yellow, so I would find a new journey and not dying cold in the winter. So it wasn't a bad thing from the beginning. It was actually created for me. And while I am in the river, pieces of me will fall and become part of the water. And the water of the river is going to become green because of me. And I'm going to find myself that instead of losing myself, I become drop of water that flow, that are not solid anymore, and they're not gonna die because the winter comes, and they are in the ocean, and the beautiful sunrise stream upon encoded codes and frequency in the rays of the sun that make me feel so warm and cozy and hold it, that I allow myself to transition into steam, and I lose all the density, and I feel like I'm dancing as I go up, up, up. And then I found that there are many more than me. That is my true soul family. And they, in this metaphor, will be like a cloud that are in the sky, and they wash over me since I was part of the seed and grew up on a tree and then fell off, and then journey with the loving, holding protection of the wine in the river until I allow myself to transform into something new, that it was fluid as the water. And then I decided that it was time for me to go up. So I become a mist, that it was going to be encoded with a wonderful journey, that it was an adventure. When I decided to fall from my home, to learn what it was like to be in the physical, and to change many times into different things, from a baby, from a teenager, from a grown-up man, from an old people, from someone who can be a father, a son, a friend, a husband, a coworker, a citizen. And each aspect of me will bring a newness that it was unknown before, when I was just watching the scene in the heavens. And when I go back into my home that I really never left, because I was always seeing myself, not remembering that every time I was not falling, I was redirecting myself into a new destination, that it was going to take me closer and closer to my original essence. And that essence, it is the love and the light that becomes part of God, when we allow ourselves to flow with whatever it is, without judging, without restricting, knowing that what comes is better than what it is gone. Because every part in the journey is designed to hold me, to guide me, to take me, without me knowing, into a better and a better and a better place, until I allow myself to be released from the density and become one with the heavens, and notice that it was all worth it, because I transformed myself in so many things and explore so many areas, from being a seed, from being a sprout, from being a tree, from being a leaf, from being dancing around in the wine, being hold and held in something invisible that could appear that I was falling, or could appear that I was being guided into something that wasn't intangible, but it was a sign for me as a leaf to feel whole, to feel contained, to remember that I could go anywhere and be anything that I wanted, because all that I am, creator of all that it is a piece of divinity in me, as a soil, as an air, as a cloud, as a water, as a seed, as a leaf, or as a human form that will benefit from the leaves and the trees and the soils and the water, to have a different journey, remembering each other, that this force field that unites all of us has more similarities than difference, no matter what you are choosing to see. If you are choosing to see that you are falling in your loneliness without support, or if you are choosing to see that you are ascending, being whole, in the system that it is designed to support you in every step of the adventure that represents separating yourself from heaven and then choosing to have a physical form and therefore have an adventure that will bring joy and excitement and a vast knowledge. So when you go back to source, you sit with your father and you share your wisdom, and then source receive because you are an extension of your father, that it is your mother. That the same competence that omnipresent, magnificent, prime being of light, creator of all has, it's encoded in you, but also in everything else that surrounds you, because it's the design that allows you to separate, know yourself, but at the same time being whole in every moment in your journey back to your home where you never left, because you always watched yourself and create all different illusions for yourself to play around that you were failing, when in reality you were always being taken up and held with protection and support, because Godfather, who is also your mother, will never, never, never leave any of their children without guidance or support. And that it is the sign, is how this system works. The fact that you are not able yet to sense, to know who is your support, it doesn't mean it's not there. It is like, can you see the air? No, you can't. It may look like it's empty, but it isn't. Many microbiome beings in it have life and experience, and they are all being transported probably to see the flowers or birds, because everything in the system that sometimes you may see as hard, heavy, negative, complicated, this is so unbelievable, I just want to leave. It was designed as a part of your adventure for yourself before trying to create the illusion where you could perceive that you were failing or you were going up, transforming yourself into something new. And with this, we thank each of you for allowing us to give their message. We share that from our heart because we are always, always, always in every moment holding you as the air will hold you, not falling, but going up. The fact that you may not aware of it is not because you don't have the capacity to know that. It is because temporarily the illusion, it's leading to you to forget your own connections. But if you tune into and just create the sensation that you feel whole, because you know what feels like, because you have that in your memory from this life, you will initiate a very intimate connection with your spirit guides that are you and that are created and designed to be your guides in a spirit form. And with that, we thank you, we bless you, waiting for the next time for us to share souls and experience. Many blessings. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wasn't expected that, but probably I needed to remember that. And hopefully many of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the stars, for the comment, for the support. You guys know that we have many free services here. The Healing Circle meditation that we have 5:55 Mountain Time, AM and PM. You don't have to be live. Whenever you need healing, you can go back and choose whatever that feels the most, or use my YouTube channel or whoever YouTube channel to receive guidance. Meditations is the best way for us not to be in resistance and receive whatever we need. And life language is a little bit more powerful than a normal meditation because we don't know. And because we don't know, it's kind of like tricking the mind not to be inquisitive about what's happening. And it's like a training for us to behold into whatever we need, knowing that we're always protected. It's all designed as God said. I think it was beautiful. Probably it should be like part of a book or something that I am procrastinating to write. And don't lose hope. Please don't lose. I'm gonna keep doing this free services until I can, once a week, and then Fridays I'm doing the live meditation, like no more than 15 minutes, just because I love being here and enjoying space with you guys, and it's the best way for me to share what I know, and if anyone can benefit, so be it. The tools are there for the ones that are with me in the Way Short course. Message me if you haven't done yet, because you guys know I forgot stuff because I'm channeling all the time, so we can schedule our one-of-one. And the 1st of February I'm gonna send the next material that is gonna be in the same way, simple, not complicated. This is my intention, and we're gonna learn or remember about how God, spirit, higher self, guides, soul extension, things like that, organize in a way that we are all one, but we all have different purpose and missions. I hope that makes sense. And any question about the material or anything, you guys can wait for our one-on-one or can shoot me a message in my website. I'm not on Messenger anymore on my Facebook profile, guys, because there are some people that are creating Facebook profiles with my pictures and the name of encoded frequency that isn't me, so people don't get complicated thinking that I'm sending a message asking for if you want to get a session, please deposit right here or something. So you guys know that, thank God, I don't message people asking to please purchase the services. If you guys purchase the services, good. If you don't, good too, because I'm asking only for what is meant to be, only for what I am ready to give and that you guys are ready to receive. So if you guys need to ask me or anything, it's best if you go to the website encodedfrequency.com or send me an email, please. And then don't worry about it. Facebook quickly identified has happened like 4 times already, but it's part of the show. It's part of what represents to be here in the public, and at the same time to discern what it is best for all of us. So just like to clarify, I pinpointed on the page just for you guys not to provide money or anything, but any question or anything, please, you guys can contact me. It's weekend, at least in my side of the world. Have fun, please do something fun. Don't forget to smile. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. See you guys. See you guys next weekend. Bye bye.